So CSGO, the game, has emblems, which is for the ranks that each player gets, and this is based upon a skill group. Recently, they've had a major update, basically, where they've changed what the the icons look like. So they look really smart, professional made before, but now it just looks a bit like someone's made it with a crayon. I don't really like it. CSGO, the community of CSGO, they are dreadful. They're not a nice community. They are usually salty. Mostly, in my experience, it's been playing with people from Eastern European countries. So CSGO is a game of skill. Each player aims to get to a higher skill group. I'm currently a skill group known as Master Guardian Elite. So the icon of that is 2 golden AKs together. I think I could improve though. I want to get to the highest one, which is Global Elite, but that would take me quite ages. What I need to improve on is the spray and aims on my gun. I also need to adjust the DPI sensitivity of how I play, because currently, whenever I aim, it's like aiming a tank really. It's not smooth as I want it to be. So previously, Valve incorporated a system called Prime. Basically what that includes is a individual would have to give their phone number and other personal details if required to Valve, and this was an attempt to limit the Smurf account you have, which is alternate Steam account. So a trusted player would only have that one account. CSGO features a feature called Overwatch, which basically what it is a player who isn't from Valve, a normal player who plays CSGO. They can, once they get 150 wins, it shows that they know how to play the game at least. They've had experience, so they know if anyone's cheating or not. They can do an Overwatch, and that basically watches a game of someone who's been reported. They'll be known as the suspect or something like that, and they'll watch the game. And if they suspect them of hacking, they can at the end they can do like a little tick box to see if hacking, like aim hack, wall hack, or griefing. People can get reported for griefing as well. I think it's a negative thing though, because you can get someone who's had like 3k hours on the game, and they will definitely know if someone's cheating. But if you've had someone who's had like 100 hours but has 150 wins, they haven't had enough experience, I don't think, to actually know what a cheater, fully is like, because cheaters can hide their hacks pretty well. So a noob of the game, for instance, won't really notice the cheats compared to how an experienced player would notice them straight off the bat. So I think it would lead to a lot of false reports from Valve, a lot of unhappy CSGO players. If you've got terrible internet, you're going to have high ping, basically, when you play CSGO. I think everyone with high ping should be stuck in the same, lobbies. They shouldn't allow people with high ping to play in games with people with low ping, because CSGO is a team-based game. It's all about teamwork. If someone's lagging around the map, like the Flash zipping around everywhere, then that's one person, who's just cannot kill anyone, basically. They're going to ruin the game. You're going to lose, probably. You need that extra person. One person can mean a difference in CSGO. CSGO has different synergy regions. You have, for instance, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and North America, and Asia, of course. Instead of putting people, say, in my case, Britain, in their own server, it will put us against people in Western Europe or Eastern Europe. And you think it'd be Western Europe, so you'd be speaking with people with French, for instance. But then most of the time, in my case, it was Eastern Europeans, and they can't stand a lick of English. So it's quite a bad thing, because I said before in previous statements that CSGO is a team-based game, and if you can't understand someone on your team, say if they're trying to do call-outs but they're speaking Polish, for instance, then how are you gonna know where the enemies are, for instance? You're gonna lose the game. There was a big crisis last year in the CSGO community and YouTube community. It involved 2 YouTubers known as Syndicate and T Martin. In their YouTube videos, they would advertise a betting website to their fans. Promote it, seeing how good it is, and they would show them winning loads of skins for CSGO. So the fans would look at that and think, wow, if they can win all that skins and then sell them and use them in the game, I think of the profit they could make. So because of that, the fans would go on the website, waste all the money, and mind you, kids could go on this as well, waste their parents' credit card money. So they'd go in it, lose all the money and be upset. But what they didn't know is that these 2 scumbags actually owned the website and were letting themselves win. So they were getting money by scamming people to go on their website, knowing that they wouldn't win anything. CSGO has received a lot of updates. Some good, some downright dreadful ones. I'd say the worst experience I've ever had with CSGO was a revolver update. Basically, Valve introduced a new weapon, of course, the revolver, but it was the most overpowered thing in existence that has ever come out in CSGO, and it was cheap as well. It cost less than an AWP, but it's more powerful than an AWP, and it turned into a Wild West. They changed the sound of the guns, so you know, you've got like a meaty sound in SMG, now it sounds like a pea shooter, like it's COD. You know, just don't do that, Valve. Thanks, Gabe. A major issue with CSGO, and I've said about the server regions before, is being paired with people from foreign countries. You know, you'll be paired with Romanians, Russians on your team or against. And that is one of the worst experiences I've ever had in any game, because they're rude and you can't understand them and they shout down the mic constantly. They need to be removed from the game right now.